I found out my husband had a secret second family. I didn't confront him. I invited them to dinner and engineered a hostile takeover. I discovered my husband's second family the way most fraud is uncovered. Through a routine financial review, nobody expected to find anything. I was refinancing our house. Standard process. I pulled Rick's credit report to verify our joint debt profile. The numbers were clean except for one massive anomaly, a second mortgage, in Ohio, under Rick's name, on a property I had never seen, in a city I had never visited. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I did what any competent auditor does when they find a discrepancy in the ledger. I pulled every thread until the entire fabric came apart. For 2 months, I conducted a silent forensic audit of my husband's life. Bank statements, credit card transactions, cell phone records, travel logs. I cross-referenced every business trip against hotel bookings, gas station charges, and geolocation patterns. The data was conclusive. Rick had a second wife named Cheryl, 2 children, ages 4 and 6, a 3-bedroom house in suburban Ohio financed with a salary I thought was ours. He had been running a parallel corporation for 7 years. 2 families, 2 mortgages, 2 sets of holidays, 1 man operating a dual entity structure built entirely on lies. In the corporate world, this is called a Ponzi scheme. He was paying for one life with the emotional capital of another, and neither of us knew the books were cooked. I spent 6 weeks building my strategy, retained a divorce attorney, copied every financial document, built a dossier so thorough my lawyer called it the most organized discovery package in 20 years. Then I planned the dinner party. I called Cheryl, introduced myself as Vanessa from Rick's corporate office, told her we were hosting a networking dinner and Rick had requested she attend. She was delighted, booked flights for herself and the kids. Rick thought I was hosting a standard company event. He helped me set the table. He picked the wine. He had no idea who was on the guest list. Saturday, 7 p.m. The doorbell rang. Rick opened the door. Standing on our porch was his Ohio family. Cheryl in a blue dress, a 4-year-old on her hip, a 6-year-old holding a gift bag. I watched from the hallway as Rick's central nervous system performed a complete shutdown. His face didn't fall. It disassembled. The smile collapsed first, then the color drained, then the eyes went vacant. The way a system goes dark when it encounters a fatal error it was never programmed to handle. Cheryl looked past him. She saw our wedding photos on the hallway wall. I stepped up behind Rick, calm, measured. Hi Cheryl, I'm Vanessa, Rick's wife of 12 years. Welcome to our home. Rick couldn't speak. His 2 operating systems had collided in my foyer, and there was no recovery protocol. I didn't let him build one. For 4 hours, Rick sat paralyzed at the head of his own dining table, while Cheryl and I conducted the most comprehensive data exchange of his life. We compared schedules, bank statements, the lies, word for word, that he told each of us to justify the same absences. He told me he was at a conference in Denver. He told me he was visiting his mother in Virginia. His mother has been dead for 3 years, line by line, year by year. We compiled a dossier of fraud that would take an attorney 3 weeks to build. We did it in one evening, over roast chicken and a Cabernet Sauvignon that Rick had chosen himself. He sat there, didn't eat, didn't explain. The evidence was sitting across from each other at his own table, comparing receipts. By midnight, children asleep in our guest room, Cheryl and I sat at the kitchen counter, planning the liquidation. I'm filing for divorce on Monday, I said. Tuesday, Cheryl replied. I slid a business card across the counter. Use my lawyer. She's been expecting your call for 2 months. Cheryl stared at me. You planned this entire thing. From the moment I found the mortgage. Why? Why not just file and walk away? Because you deserve to find out the truth in a room where someone was actually on your side, not from a lawyer's letter. You deserve to see his face when his 2 worlds met, and you deserve to not be alone when it happened. She nodded, the nod of a woman already calculating her next move. We executed a coordinated legal strike, 2 divorce filings in 2 states within 48 hours. The judge reviewed the scope of Rick's fraud, dual mortgages, falsified tax filings, diverted income, and ruled accordingly. Rick lost both houses, child support to both families, credit destroyed. Last I heard, he sleeps in his car.